welcome to release week day 4. We are, and I mean this very, very seriously, this is not a joke, this is not a drill, we are 2 days away from my book. Oh, it is upside down. That's a great way to start this video. From my book, Labeled Innocent Presumed Dead, coming out into the world, blossoming on its own, being available on sites like Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It'll be an ebook and paperback on Amazon, plus Kindle Unlimited, plus just a paperback on Barnes & Noble. Plus, I'm working on getting it internationally, so any international exclusive bookstores you may have in your region, I'm working to get it there as well. As you can probably tell from this very chaotic intro, I am a very chaotic person. My name is Marcelina. I'm a 16-year-old teen author. It is a YA mystery romance. It's kind of giving The Naturals, mixed with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, mixed with Inheritance Games, mixed with Pretty Little Liars, mixed with Criminal Minds, mixed with, just all that good stuff. Found family, love triangle, missing girl haunting the narrative, family tree secrets, FBI secret society. If any of that sounds like your cup of tea, any of those tropes at all, even if it's just one of them, I promise you'll like this book. Please just give it a try. I would really, really appreciate it. I've spent the last year of my life working on this, and here we are. Now, I vowed that every day for release week, I would film a piece of long-form content that kind of relates to it to keep you guys hyped, to keep you guys constantly thinking about my book, basically, so you don't forget about it. That's my worst fear. And so we've done some really fun activities and games. Yesterday, I posted a Kiss, Marry, Kill, which was so fun to film and kind of a headache to edit because of the screen recording, but we made it through, and I really hope that you enjoy that if you watched that yesterday. But this video is going to be a little bit different. This is kind of kicking it old school as in last week. Usually on my channel, if you are new here, I post weekly vlogs. I've been doing this since I came up with the idea and initially started brainstorming this book. I would just kind of vlog within, they started off 20 to 30 minute, and then progressively, slowly, somehow, they ended up reaching 45, 50, 58, an hour and 10 minutes. I don't know how they just got longer and longer. But every part of the process, from outlining to writing to editing to marketing, every part of the process I have vlogged. It is all on my channel. So vlogs are just kind of my thing over here. I do a lot of short form edits and stuff, but long form wise, vlogs are my thing. But with release week, I've definitely been branching out, and I've been doing other things that I don't normally do. With the release being 2 days away, I do want to go back to my roots. So, welcome to another vlog. This is technically author vlogs. What is this, 45? Something like that. We have done so many of these throughout the last 12 months that I've been working on Labeled Innocent Presumed Dead. I've decided, since, yes, I have a lot of readers on my channel who, maybe from one of my edits that I was kind of marketing this book or talking about the tropes or the characters, people are like, ooh, I want to read this. So they're subscribed, they watch my videos because they want to know news about the book, they want to know when it's out, but they're not a writer, they don't really care about any of my writing tip videos. On the flip side of that, I also have so many aspiring authors and writers, specifically teen writers, who follow my channel for that exact reason. And I feel like people don't realize whether you are a reader and you have no intention of ever writing a book, or if you are a writer, or if you do have plans to publish, but you haven't done it yet. So obviously there are just some things that you will not know fully until you just jump in and do it. Either way, no matter who you are, I feel like unless you've published a book before, you really don't understand how stressful it is, how freaking overwhelming and crazy and chaotic and just, horrible of a time a book release is. Book release season should be very positive, very exciting. It's 40% exciting, 60% stressful. I thought that I would just take you guys along here for the journey. I am actually filming this intro way in advance because I low-key forgot. So this vlog actually spans from a week before. It's been the last 7 or 8 days. So yeah, I've been kind of just documenting a little bit of every day, anytime I work on the book or do something for the release or have a problem or whatever, I just kind of talk about it. So this is just kind of a week in my life as a teen author with a book coming out in 2 days. Crazy, I know. But yeah, so anyway, if you're just curious, if you want a glimpse of how my life has been looking, why I've been barely active on social media, so many of my posts are scheduled at the moment. I haven't been like interacting with you guys as much, which I do apologize about. I really want to do that again. I'm just so busy, and hopefully in this vlog you will see why. So let's take it back to past Marcelina and see what the heck she was dealing with. You know, guys, I just did something I never thought I would do. Label It Innocent Presumed Dead comes out in 7 days, exactly a week from today. Today is Saturday, February 7th. It comes out next Saturday, February 14th. I'm sitting on my couch right now. I just had a cheese and cracker snack. I'm supposed to be submitting the final files to Amazon so they can like start printing the books and stuff. And I realized that there's like this common one critique with a certain character's death, and just like a couple of lines would sort of kind of fix the problem. Not really, but just kind of like put a band-aid over it basically. And that's really all I have time to do at this point. So I'm over here 7 days before the freaking release when I vowed to myself that I had officially stopped editing this book in 2025. It was the end of December, a couple of days before the new year, that I had finished my last round of edits. So I said, and that was the proof copy stage of edits, and I was done. And I'm over here now, months later, adding in 2 whole paragraphs worth of dialogue. Why am I still writing? Why am I still writing? I don't have time for this. This book comes out in a week. Why am I still writing? This is stressing me out. Okay, but now I'm gonna go submit the final files right now.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.
Okay guys, so I literally just now submitted the final files for the Amazon Kindle ebook, as you just saw. So like that's done. I will say the formatting is a little bit messed up, so, and I've literally tried everything. You have no idea how many times I've tried it, and it's getting way too close to the deadline at this point. And I'm praying, fingers crossed, that it's kind of just for me, or that people won't notice it too much, because I don't know what is going on. If you order or have ordered the Kindle ebook and you do notice there's like some weird spacing for a few words, please just ignore it. I literally have tried everything and I cannot figure it out, so it is what it is. But it's nothing unreadable. It's just like there might be like a gap between a word. I don't even know. I'm gonna go and upload the final paperback files for Amazon.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me from all those lonely nights and heartbreaks. And I feel misplaced without you. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to, never wanted to end it like we did. I guess shit happens for a reason, but it's like something feels different from back then. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to, honestly I'm open wide. I don't feel like waking up without
The Amazon paperback files have officially been uploaded. I'm really happy. I had to make a couple of like little formatting tweaks to the cover because I think I've talked about this before. This is already weird lighting, but like I can't do this with one hand, but at the bottom, oh my gosh, there's a piece of hair. At the bottom, do you see how there's like a white line? That is not supposed to be there at all. I messed up the size dimensions of the cover file, so I had to go back into Canva and fix it. So anyway, I had to do some things with that, but I think it should be good. It is currently in review by Amazon. They will send me an email within 72 hours if it didn't meet the guidelines, or if there is some like formatting glitch and I need to go back and fix it, which is fine, because there's a reason I'm publishing it so early. That is definitely a prime tip that I have for any aspiring authors or people that decide to use Amazon to publish is technically, if you look up like how long does it take for an Amazon paperback book to publish, it says up to 72 hours. However, from my experience, it has taken anywhere from, I would say, 5 to 24 hours, I would say, is kind of like the average range that it takes. Amazon just says that, but for literally no one does it take the full 72 hours. They just say that because they want to give themselves buffer room and like wiggle room in case something goes wrong on their end, so you're not like mad at them basically, but it never takes the full 72 hours. However, if your release is on Saturday, for example, like mine's on Saturday, do not ever publish your book on Friday, the day before, or even on Thursday, even 2 days before. Even if you're like, well, it's not usually supposed to take this long, like it usually takes 24 hours on average, like I'm good. No. Because you know that saying, better to be safe than sorry? Yeah. Especially if you're someone who you have a channel or you've been hyping up this book and you know you're going to at least have a handful of people that are going to be buying the paperback on release day. Do not screw yourself over. Do not be overconfident and a little cocky and be like, it's not going to take that long, and then upload it 2 days before, and then it's that one little what if, that one little fate of the world that is against you, that a glitch happens. Or like, remember, I don't know if this happened to like everyone. I feel like this did. I don't know if, I know this was specifically in the US. I don't know if it was a worldwide thing, but that AWS, which AWS is like Amazon's like specific algorithm, they run a bunch of other different softwares, but it is controlled by Amazon. There was a big AWS outage like back in December or something. It was a few months ago, but it was like for 24 hours. It was so bad. It literally controlled a lot of websites that my school uses, so we actually couldn't do any assignments. I was like, yes. But like, what if something like that happens? You know, what if Amazon crashes? Or I remember an author horror story that on her release day, Amazon crashed, so a lot of people couldn't buy her book on release day. I felt so bad for her. But like, stuff like that happens, and you always got to prepare for the worst, unfortunately. Like, you just always kind of got to think of those worst case scenarios and plan for them. So what I've started doing, kind of adapted this into my routine, is I always make sure to publish my Amazon paperback at least 5 days before my release. Because the thing is yes, even if it goes live tomorrow, at least it's up. And to be completely honest, who's gonna really know? Because for you to know that the paperback is technically live, someone would have to constantly be stalking the book's Amazon page, which, unless you have like a serious stalker fangirl or something, like no one's ever gonna find it until release anyway. So if you're worried about people buying it early, I mean, first of all, like, I don't really know why that's a concern, but also like, the chances that someone's gonna find it are very, very, very slim. If you don't talk about it, you just let it kind of sit there so that you know it's ready, you kind of have it prepped. Then on release, there's no need to have anxiety or be stressed over like, what if it doesn't publish in time? Oh my gosh, it's literally, my release is in 1 hour. It's gonna be midnight of my release in 1 hour, and the book still isn't live yet. What do I do? Who do I contact? Why is this happening? Why is it taking so long? It's not supposed to take this long. Like, instead of having that stress, you know it's already done. So anyway, it's currently still Saturday. Same day I uploaded the ebook files. Now, also with the Amazon ebook files, if you're wondering, I don't do that. I don't need to necessarily be stressed about that because it uploads literally within 2 hours for everything, every ebook. And also because it is a pre-order, I technically set it up months ago, back in November when the pre-order opened for the ebook. So I'm mainly just talking about the Amazon paperback here. But there is 7 whole days until this book comes out. And so I'm going to be so honest. I would not be surprised if I get an email tonight. It's like 4:30 right now, 4:30 p.m. If I get an email later tonight or even when I wake up tomorrow that the book is live, and that is okay. Because, I mean, you know, when this video comes out, it'll definitely be live. Just saying, wink, wink. But no one's really gonna know that it's up, and I don't really care. I just want it sitting there for a few days so that I know everything's working. I can test out the links. Like, I know it's gonna be good for release. So anyway, it's just in review with Amazon, but the final Amazon files are submitted, which means all my final files are submitted, and I am so happy. Next step is probably gonna be, I have a checklist somewhere. I gotta go find it. I think I'm gonna write my newsletter. I need to write a newsletter and get that sent today, but I also need to make an edit for tomorrow. I'm gonna like reintroduce all my characters, but then I also need to edit release week day 1, which has already been out for a long time when you're seeing this video. This is release week day 4, I believe. But But when I'm filming this, it's the weekend before, so day 1 has not come out yet. I've only pre-filmed day 1 and day 2 at the moment, so I just need to edit those. So I probably should start doing that. And then the Super Bowl is tomorrow, so we're gonna have like a party, and yeah, but I'm working right now because, you know, there's a lot to do. Hey guys, it's currently Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, 2:12 p.m. It's the afternoon time. I'm in bed right now because period cramps are way too bad to be anywhere else. I have my laptop right here. I just finished making today's edit, which it's actually one of my favorite edits I've made in a few weeks. I feel like I've kind of been in a funk with edits lately, and this is the first one that I'm actually genuinely obsessed with. Like, I really, really, really love it. It's like a meet the crew, meet the main core group of my book kind of thing, and I really, really like it. So can't wait for you guys to see it. It'll have been out for a while when you're seeing this video. But anyway, the main reason I wanted to update you is just to update you on the irony of what's going on, a continuation from yesterday. So as you guys know, I uploaded the final files, we'll get to that in just a second, and I hit publish on both of them. And let me pull up my email. At approximately 4:55 p.m. There was a bit of a gap because I ate dinner, so it was about 3:30ish when I uploaded the final files for the ebook, and it was about 4:30ish when I uploaded the final files for the paperback on Amazon. Everything was fine, or so I thought. And then I checked my email, and at approximately 1:39 in the morning, I get an email from Amazon KDP saying, and I quote, the subject line is "Attention needed. Please review your title, labeled innocent, presumed dead," and then the ISBN number. And then it says, "Hi, we checked your files and found issues you need to fix before your book can be published." And it's all with the cover. The background or image on your book cover needs to extend slightly beyond the page edges on all sides. The background or image on your back cover needs to extend slightly. Text on your book cover is too close to the edges, which could lead to it being cut off during printing. So basically my cover file was completely screwed up, which I'm gonna be so for real right now. I predicted that. I suspected that. I've done this so many times. I've made cover files so many times for my last book, for this book, for proof copies. Obviously, as you guys saw from what I showed you yesterday, the cover file was already warped and messed up for some reason, and I already put the wrong dimensions the first time 2 months ago for the proof copy, and so I thought I fixed it, but apparently I just made it worse because I still left a gap on all sides, because there wasn't, if you noticed, there wasn't a white line anywhere else other than the bottom. It was just on the bottom, it wasn't on the sides of the top. So I left the white line, I left the file alone. The only part of the file I fixed was the bottom, because that was the only issue, right? But then it flagged it for everything. I don't know why I didn't flag it for the proof copy, but basically that entire file that I've had since the proof copy has been incorrect. And it, yeah. So that was like, it was discouraging, it was frustrating, but also like it wasn't that, like, what the heck? I did kind of know it. If you're an aspiring author, like, making the freaking cover files makes me want to strangle you. Sorry, you're getting the brunt of my frustration. It's so complicated because places like Amazon, KDP, and Barnes & Noble, they will literally provide you a cover template so you know exactly what size dimensions the file should be. But then when you put that in Canva, which is where I make all my covers, you use the size that they give you, and then they tell you it's the wrong size. Like, it's confusing. So anyway, I've always had trouble with it. Even though they sent that at 1:39, I didn't see that until 2 a.m. So like, I really should have went to bed. I really needed sleep, but I didn't do that. I was like, look, I didn't do a lot yesterday. Really, the only main productive things I did was write what I wrote yesterday, format and upload the final files to 2 vendors. Well, the same vendor, but 2 different formats. So the fact that, like, technically me spending like an hour messing with the paperback files and trying to get those uploaded, it was all for nothing, because it literally didn't even publish anyway because they rejected it and sent it back to me so I could fix it. So I just was like, I feel like I wasted that time then if it didn't even matter, if it didn't even get published. So I was like, I am not going to bed until I fixed this problem, and I knew that I could fix it. I did kind of know what they were talking about. Like, they didn't give a specific example, but like when they said that the text was too close, I know what they meant. They meant my name at the bottom. It was just too close to the bottom because I had it like resting on there in between the lipstick tube and the kiss. So if you get the paperback and you're like, why is her name like a little up? It's literally because it rejected my file any other way. I did not have a choice but to move it up. But I knew what they were talking about. So anyway, I fixed it. I looked at my alarm clock. It was roughly 2:30. When I finally resubmitted everything, well, not everything. I didn't need to resubmit like the manuscript, just the cover. And then I submitted it for publication review, and I was just like, fingers crossed this works this time. I'm getting severe deja vu. And then I wake up this morning. I woke up at like 9:30, but apparently at 8:22 a.m. I did get an email from KDP saying, congratulations, your paperback, Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead, is published on Amazon. So yeah, it went live. That's really exciting because I wasn't sure if, even the second time around, if I was doing things right with the cover, but like, hey, apparently I was. So that's super duper exciting. Let's see what else. I'm gonna currently start on a newsletter. I was supposed to send a newsletter yesterday. I just didn't get around to it, honestly. So we're gonna do that. We will go from there. I also need to update my website, but I'm procrastinating on doing that because I don't really want to do that, but what's done has to be done, I suppose. Newsletter is now officially sent. Yay! Guys, book releases are stressful. Why are book releases so stressful? Like, I'm like doing so much stuff and my heart is like racing so fast. I don't even know why. I'm just like stressing. So now I'm listening to Wash by Bon Iver, aka my comfort song, to like feel something. But yeah, if you ever want to be an author, it's amazing, but it's stressful. Welcome to my doom. This is like doomsday all over again because low-key, I'm about to start updating my website. And if you're wondering, is she being over dramatic? I'm not. This is something I've been putting off for months. I really should have done this as soon as I got the pre-order links for this book, because you're supposed to update your website when you have a pre-order. And the pre-order for this book went up in November 21st, to be exact. I should have done it then and I didn't, and I've just been putting it off and putting it off, and now today is Monday. There's 5 days until the book comes out and I have not updated it. And due to the algorithm, like, it's my website gets a lot of traffic. I could be getting so many more sales, and I don't want to do something, like, I don't want to make a harmful, regretful decision and have those what ifs just because I was lazy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I really need to get this done as soon as possible, especially because I am going back to school tomorrow and I'm going to be busy. I already know for sure I have 2 tests this week. Who even knows what else is going to pop up? So I just need to get ahead of it now. So I'm going to do the unwanted, the unlikable, and I'm going to spend the next couple of hours working on my website. It's currently 4:50 p.m. and I will let you know when I finish completely with the website. Wish me luck. Guys, don't mind my appearance. I'm literally in the middle of getting ready. I got up like less than 30 minutes ago. I need to rush and get ready for school, but I just wanted to show you. I was just in a spare moment between letting my moisturizers set and absorb into my skin. I checked my Amazon page since the event's still going on. We're at 11 pre-orders, by the way, which is great. I checked my Amazon page for the ebook of Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead, and I see this. I can't scream because it's currently like 5:30 in the morning, but if I could, I would. If I could, I would, because what the heck? What the heck, what the heck, what the heck? This is insane. Like, that banner is actually accomplishing a little mini author goal, author bucket list thing that I've had forever that I've been meaning to do, because low-key, like, I've seen so many authors get it, and like, I I'm amazed right now. I am amazed that is even possible for me, that is even happening. I am shook to the core, but so grateful. So if you are one of the reasons I got that banner, if you have been pre-ordering lately, if you're one of the people who have, thank you so much. You're contributing to making some of my goals come true. So this is so exciting. I'm so happy right now. I'm so proud of myself, and this is a really cool little milestone to wake up to. Guys, I'm done with people. I'm just done with people. Like, today has already in and of itself been a bad day. I'm having a bad day. I'm just very overwhelmed and tired and overstimulated, and I just, like, waking up to that announcement, seeing that, like, I ranked number 1 in my category like that is still insane, and I'm still so grateful, and it did make my day. But that was honestly the extent of how good my day was. I'm specifically having trouble with the fact that this is in the same vlog, so y'all know I published my paperback Sunday morning, which, I know it's not gonna show up like that. I know it does take a few hours to process and, like, sync with Amazon's different databases, in all their different countries that they have Amazon in. So I was fine with that. I didn't really check it at all Sunday because I knew that. Today is Tuesday. We are 4 days away from the release. 4 days. And it has been well over 48 hours. It is currently 3:37 p.m. So yeah, we've crossed the 48-hour threshold. And the paperback is still not up on Amazon. Then, just to see if maybe my KDP was giving me issues and they were giving me, like, a wonky link, I went to Amazon myself and I typed in Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead, and the only thing that comes up is the Kindle ebook version. And I'm so confused. So, I've just been waiting. I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying, guys. So I'm kind of messing around on KDP. And I start clicking on other stores. Every single other region, the paperback is up. If you go on the UK version of Amazon, the paperback is up. If you go on the Canada version of Amazon, the paperback is up. Etc., etc., etc. I literally went through like 10 of them. It is only in the United States Amazon interface, that the paperback isn't showing up and it's giving an error message, and there's absolutely no way to access it. And that really, I'm gonna be so honest, that really, like, frustrated me. It confused me and it kind of scared me, but it really frustrated me because it's like, it is a big player and I'm not gonna not have that. Like, I'm not just like, no, like, yes, it's nice, it's good. I'm relieved that it is not just a universal Amazon problem, that it's clearly working in most other countries. So if you, for example, like, live in Canada, the paperback should show up, I believe. The fact that it's not working in the United States makes zero sense. And obviously that doesn't just mean that it's a processing issue or that I have to be patient because it's working in other countries. So this is when I start to panic a little. This is when I'm just like, okay, I really need to get this sorted out. I mean, I guess on the bright side, if we're looking at a half glass full perspective here, at least I did it early. I mean, at least I was smart enough to do that. Otherwise, if I had to deal with all of this crap right before release, or like a day before release, or imagine it on release day, I would crash out. I would actually start spiraling. I found a, like, live chat feature with a human and not an AI bot, which is very important to me, that I'm not talking to AI. I waited a second for her to, like, log on. That works. I will check. So she was gone like a good 5 minutes. She's like, and then she came back and she's like, please stay online, thank you for your patience. And then she was gone another couple minutes. I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, why is it taking her so long to find it? Like, oh no, I really hope something isn't seriously wrong. She comes back and she tells me, well, I can see that your book went live on February 8th. That was Sunday, by the way. I know that. Thank you for telling me what I already told you. That was my first message that I sent to her, was that it went live on Sunday. And then she was like, it typically takes about 72 hours for the paperback to appear on the US Amazon storefront. no, that's really not what your website said. And the way she was, like, I know it's hard to interpret tone over text, so of course she may not have meant it this way. It's just, I could just feel the condescending passive aggressiveness through the screen. Like, the way she was just, like, saying that. And then the part that really got me was when she was like, hence why I request, you request me to do what, ma'am? She was like, hence why I request your patience. Wait until tomorrow, and then we will proceed. I very much need your patience. Ma'am. Excuse me? I even read back through my text. There was no indication, no even hint of impatience or irritation from me. Like, even though, yes, I have just been having a bad day all day, I kept my messages so polite. I wasn't freaking out in the message. I was just like, hey, I was just wondering how I can possibly fix this or how this could possibly be addressed. I don't know why she was coming at me like that. Like, I very much need your patience with this. You just need to wait. I mean, okay, maybe it sounds like I'm overreacting. It's just in the moment. Then she started sending a string of messages and I just left the chat. I thanked her. I was like, okay, thank you. And I just left the chat because she was just kept going on about how I'm being impatient and I need patience and I need to wait and it's not 72 hours yet. I don't even know. Again, maybe she is having a bad day too. Like, I'm not blaming her, whoever she is. Just another part of being an author is you do have to communicate with a lot of different people. There's a lot of different types of personalities that you will come across in communications with organizing events or trying to just ask a simple question. Like, that's literally her job, is to answer questions that indie authors ask. Like, I'm sorry that your website isn't very clear about that, and even when I try to go online I can't find the answer, which is why if I could find the answer when I was going online, I wouldn't have chatted with you during my class. So anyway, it's just the joys of being an author, but we are 4 days away from release. The paperback is still not up, mind you. But, you know, according to her, I need to very much have patience. And you better believe on the dot, we'll give it an extra 30 minutes. If by 9 a.m. tomorrow, the paperback is still not up on the US store of Amazon, I'm going right back to that chat. And I'm going to keep it polite and respectful. Like, don't worry, I'm not going to be mean. Internally, I'm going to be really annoyed because, this is not what I need to happen right before release. School's been rough today, but I'm excited. We're going to go, as soon as I eat dinner, film a video that I'm so excited to film. So yeah, we're getting so close and I'm terrified. Guys, I need to rant. I'm like, I'm so stressed out right now. Okay, so like, I don't even remember what clip it is, but basically, long story short, the Amazon paperback of this devil of a book is giving me issues. I was not messing around. 8:55 a.m. came today. Paperback is still not up on the Amazon US website. I checked my email and it had said it had went live Sunday at 8:20. So yes, we were over 72 hours. We were 30 minutes. Actually, approximately over 72 hours. So I was like, okay, I have time. I am going to try this live chat support thing again. Hopefully, I was really hoping I would get another person because I was like, I don't want to deal with that lady again. And I did. She was very nice. And I explained my problem to her. Then the first thing is, then she was having issues because she's like, oh, is the book you're referring to The Book That Divides Us? I was just confused because I was like, if you're accessing my account right now, like, can't you see that that was published a year ago and there's a more recent book? So I was like, okay, maybe she doesn't see it, it's fine. And then I just started getting worried, like, oh, what if it got taken off completely and that's why she can't see it? So I just kind of politely explained, oh no, I released that book last year. The Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead is the one, you know, in question here. The ebook is on pre-order on your website and it's available everywhere it's been available. However, the paperback is just what's not showing up on the US store specifically. So she was like, oh, okay, thank you for clarifying. She thanked me so much. She was really nice. But then she was just like, okay, would you mind if I put you on hold for a minute and go review the information I have on my side, and then I'll come back to you as soon as I have something. And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. Thank you so much. I'm not even kidding. I messaged her, yes, that's totally fine, thank you so much, at 9:08 a.m. And mind you, it was 9:29. She finally got back to me, and then she was like, sorry, I'm still checking. Which I was like, okay, like, that's fine. But then I was like, why is it taking so long? What is wrong with my book? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, I was just spiraling because I was like, it should not take 20 minutes. At this point, chill time was over. We started taking notes, and I was just like, I need to focus on this. But I kept like I had my phone pushed to the corner of my desk so I wasn't like distracted. That teacher specifically, she's the one that I was in her class yesterday when I was doing the live chat with the KDP support. She's so chill about phones as long as we got our work done, which I was getting my work done for the record. But I just didn't want to be distracted by it. But I was like glancing down, I was like typing, but like glancing to see if she'd responded. And this went on for a total about 25 minutes. I was on hold. And then she finally got back to me and said that she had just submitted a troubleshooting request on her end, which was like this certain ticket that only she, aka a worker at Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, can submit from like the back end. And that usually when she does that, the listing for the paperback on the US Amazon store should be available within 24 hours, she said. And then she said if it's not for whatever reason, she said that she's going to keep a close follow on this case. So I think definitely no matter what happens, she's going to kind of be my representative, which I appreciate because she was really nice. So I'm like fine with her. Like me and her communicating frequently if this does become a persistent issue throughout the week. But basically that if it wasn't resolved in the next 24 hours, she will put in a word with her team and she'll get her team involved. So I assume higher ups at KDP, and then they will email me with updates and we will proceed from there. Roughly 20 minutes later, which I don't see until closer to lunchtime after Spanish class, I check my email and I do get an email from her. She apologized again about my page not showing up for the paperback listing and said that her and her team internally were going to need time to look into the problem. So she was saying that in 1 to 2 business days, they will all get back to me. You know, this may not seem like a problem, and I'm not trying to be impatient. You know, obviously, like that woman said yesterday, she very much needs my patience. You know, I'm not trying to be someone impatient. Obviously, I know these are not robots, they're not AI, these are real humans, they're real people, they have real lives outside of this job. Like, I can't expect them to drop everything and not sleep until they fix this problem. Like, and I'm pretty sure that this problem of the paperback not showing up has nothing to do with them, and it has to do with just Amazon being stupid. Like, Amazon is an interface, not the people necessarily behind the publishing company. So I'm not trying to like rush her. It's just so freaking worrisome to me because today's Wednesday, February 11th. My book comes out in 3 days. Basically 2, because it's like the evening, nighttime of Wednesday. So it's basically Thursday, which means it's basically 2 days until my release. 1 to 2 business days. 1 would put me at tomorrow, Thursday. 2 would put me at Friday. You guys, if these people get back to me, let's say at 4 p.m. on Friday, which is technically release day in some time zones, but for me at least, that's within 8 hours of when my book is supposed to come out everywhere, and they're like, oh, sorry, we're just getting back to you to like tell you what the issue is. So the issue is that Amazon's being slow, so you're gonna have to wait another 2 to 5 business days for your book to go live. I can't have that. I honestly just need somebody to get back to me right now and tell me what I need to do, how I need to fix this. Like, I don't know. Half of me is debating going on and contacting another support agent from KDP and kind of just telling her like, hey, like I did speak with someone else earlier today and she said that she was looking into the issue, but I'm just a little bit worried. I absolutely, you know, need this problem, whatever it is, internally, externally fixed before Saturday. Like, is there any way that we can like speed this up? Like, that sounds so mean though, and I know it's not anyone's fault who would be answering the live chat. So, you know, I don't want it to sound like you need to fix this, because they probably can't. They're probably as helpless as me. But then also, whatever she did, she said it typically works when she does it for other people, other authors that have like contacted her. She says that it works within 24 hours, and it's only been 7 hours since I had this conversation with her and since she submitted the ticket. Meaning there's like 17 hours left. sorry guys, I'm just like, a part of me is just venting right now. Another part of me is just like, I'm talking out what I should do. I want this problem fixed right now, but I have to calm myself down and realize that that's not gonna happen. That no matter how many people I contact, I could literally spend 2 hours talking to a bunch of people on the live chat. I could call the number. They do have a number, which I think worst case, if by Friday when I get home from school, the paper bag is still not up, I am calling that number. And that means a lot because I have really bad social anxiety and I hate talking to people on the phone. It gives me so much anxiety. So like if I'm willing to absolutely do that, you know it's serious. But I'm just like, I know that bugging people is not going to solve my problem. And I do really appreciate this woman's kindness and patience with me and like my questions and willing to work with me. And she wasn't like being passive aggressive like the girl yesterday was. I'm just really stressed. Like I knew something was going to go wrong. I literally knew it. I literally called it. Things were just going too smoothly. I mean, last year my ebook was delayed by 1 day, which I still think messed up sales. And I'm just so mad at myself for that. That was a human error. That was a me error. Like that wasn't Amazon. But this is actually on Amazon. I didn't do anything wrong this time. And it's just really annoying because like out of any technology glitch that Amazon could be having or like slow processing time, what does it have to be for my release? What does it have to be for this release? Like I'm just, ugh. Like my overthinking tendencies are running wild with all the possibilities. But we're just gonna kind of wait and see what happens. I don't even know, guys. Is there any like good thing? I will say I've been gaining subscribers rapidly fast. Also, speaking of ARC readers, still haven't gotten a 1-star, which is freaking insane. That's actually mind-blowing. Like genuinely, I bet I haven't gotten that yet. Like is like how? And one of my ARC readers, who is also a booktuber on here, she's about halfway through, roughly, and she kind of stopped for a while, and now she's picking up the pace again, and she said she's loving it so far, so that's amazing. Oh, and then another ARC reader, sorry, I like, from my last ARC videos last week, I just have a lot to update you guys on, apparently. One of my ARC readers actually emailed me personally, privately, and told me that she's absolutely loving the story so far, but in general, she is in a bit of a reading slump and school has been giving her like way too many assignments. So she said as much as she is enjoying the story, it has nothing to do with that. The life stuff, like the review is probably gonna be late. And I was like, that's totally fine, take your time. But honestly, I don't even really care when the review is up. I'm just glad that she's enjoying it so far because I have noticed that she hasn't been reading it. And again, my overthinkingness was like, does that mean she hates it? Like whenever people don't read my book for a long time, I swear they're gonna DNF it. Like I get this like fear that the next update I see or the next review I'm gonna see is gonna be a DNF. So I'm just glad that she is liking it, and it's not that she's not reading because she's not enjoying it. It's literally because she just can't or doesn't have time. And then yeah, one of my amazing, lovely, awesome, beautiful, sweet angel gifts from heaven of my best friend and beta reader, one of my beta readers, who helped so much tremendously through this process, is honestly one of the sweetest people I've ever met. She left a 5-star review on Goodreads, which I really, really appreciate. It almost brought me to tears to read. So that also brought up my average rating, which is really good because we're in the 3.50s right now, which is like, I don't really want to be there, but you know, it's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna stop stressing. I'm starving. I've been eating like 8 hours. And I went shopping right after school. And I have way too much homework for the fact that it's 3 days before release. And I really want to be dedicating all my time to release week stuff, release day prep. I need to make graphics. I need to finish my website. Shoot. Okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna be productive. Yeah, we're gonna crush these goals. I just know it. Hey guys, I'm gonna end the video here. We are 31 hours away from the release, and the paperback is still not up yet. The original paperback, still the exact same spot it was. I got an email from that woman who helped me yesterday saying this. So screw that option, I guess. I mean, I guess that it's not even gonna happen. Like, business days, there's only one business day. And then Monday's a holiday, so they're probably not gonna get back to me until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. just way too late. And then the paperback that I published this morning is stuck in review. It's been in review for officially, as of right now, officially 12 hours. I'm too stressed for this. I'm too overstimulated and stressed for this. Like, I can't even be excited. I'm just way too stressed for this. Anyway, I need to end the video. I should have posted it already. This video was coming out late. Sorry about that. But yeah, this video took a turn very, very fast. You know, I was editing it back earlier and I was saying how happy I was to submit the final files. No, it's been torture ever since. And I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I really don't. I think my best bet is to just pray and hope that it all works out, but I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't even know what's gonna happen. Yeah, so sorry this video was like not more positive, but it is real life, and my real life right now is not looking too great, especially regarding the future of this book. So yeah, that's a very accurate week in my life. Things start out great and then they just dip, and then it's like, how do you come back from it? How am I supposed to come back from it? You know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, it's fine. It'll all work out. I hope. You know, I was listening to Noah Kahan's Call Your Mom song earlier, and the lyrics, especially all lights turned off could be turned on, really stuck with me. And I'm just holding out hope that, like, yes, even though I am in a very, very dark time right now and things are looking so dim and so hopeless, it all will work out in the end. I'm trusting myself and I'm trusting God in that. So anyway, that's the end of this video. A bit of a sad note, I know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, so much for supporting me in this channel. We are 2 days away from release. 31 hours is what I said, I think, a second ago. Also, like, swinging my door back and forth. It's not moving on its own, I promise. But, yeah, I really just cannot wait for you guys to read it eventually. Hopefully. Hopefully you guys can read it. At this rate, I don't even know, but yeah. Wait. This video is not over yet. It is 4:38 in the morning, Friday, February 13th, less than 24 hours before my release. The second duplicate paperback that I uploaded yesterday went live. Sorry, that's my very contained scream. I am so freaking hyped right now. Like, genuinely. I had gotten an email at approximately 12 p.m. saying that the paperback had went live on Amazon. But I refused to get excited because when I clicked on the link that they gave me, it did take me to the US store, so it was a step up. It was progress from the debacle with the original paperback, but it had said currently out of stock. Do not know when it will be back in stock. I was like, well, this isn't helpful because it doesn't matter if the book is on the US store. It doesn't matter if it's here if people can't access it. Like, if it says out of stock and people can't buy it, then what's the point of even being here? And when I looked it up, because it's a pretty common problem, when I looked it up, it said it can take up to 72 hours for it to show as in stock, which at that point, I was pretty much exactly 26 hours away from my release. I didn't have 72 hours, so I was really nervous that I would get to the next step, but there would still be like a wall in front of me. So just the fact that the paperback is up, we are all good. There's officially no more roadblocks ahead. The paperback is up, the ebook is up. Now again, the Barnes & Noble paperback is delayed a few days, but I don't even care at this point because as long as the Amazon paperback is up, at least I have something. I'm just so happy, so happy. And yeah, I'm just really happy. So anyway, I just wanted to record that. I'm gonna keep the outro, obviously, as you saw, because it is a very real part of the process. But I did want to make this update, even though it's so early in the morning. I'm so tired right now. Just to remind you, like, what I was saying last night, like, all lights turned off can be turned on eventually. And there is light at the end of the tunnel, and sometimes you can't see it, but something positive will always happen, and it'll always work out in some way. Maybe it's not exactly the way you pictured or in the time frame you pictured it, but trust me, it will be okay. So yeah, I'm happy. Yay. Anyway, I'll update you guys not even later. See you all in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.